true Mini Cooper Lemons fashion, nothing can be simple here. We're just about 60 miles away from MSR Houston, and everything's going good all day, and one of the tires on the trailer that we have blows out, and heaven forbid that we have a normal size tire on the trailer. No, we got to have Thor's Mighty Hammer tire that one in every million shops in the country has. So anyway, luckily we found a discount tire shop that was about 12 miles back the opposite direction, back towards Dallas. We called them. It was 5:45 because of course it is right before every shop closes here in Houston. And so we call them, tell them our situation. They say, yeah, we'll take care of you. We'll hold it. We'll go ahead and pull the tire for you. Come down. I was like, okay, even though you guys are going to close at 6, yeah, go ahead and come down. So we backtrack to the shop. We get there. All the employees see us pull in and scatter like cockroaches into their cars, driving off. Talk to one of the employees. He didn't know anything about it. He's like, oh yeah, once the door's closed, we're closed. You can't come in after that. So then we try and call around. There's only a few tire shops open still, and nothing. So what's your take on this, Jordan?
Well, I mean, we wouldn't remember the trip if stuff like this didn't happen, I guess.
Yeah, so now we're limping the last 60 miles to MSR Houston. Luckily, this trailer's a double axle trailer, so we have 3 tires on the trailer, limping it, going 45 miles the whole way, the whole rest of the way. So hopefully we make it there. The gates, it's 6:38 p.m. right now. The gates close at 10, so we should make it there in time, but then we got to source a tire this weekend, so hopefully this is the last hiccup on the trip. As Jordan said, we got all the use out of that tire. We found a place here, El Monte Lifesavers. If you're in the area, definitely check them out. They are the only tire shop in the whole area that had what we needed, open late, super quick service. Definitely check them out. Houston area, El Monte. Well, here we are. Another issue has arose in common fashion. Today we got the master kill switch installed. We had to change out this foam for high density roll bar foam. We got everything else cleaned up, and as we were doing our final test and inspection before we actually go to the track inspection, the brake lights aren't coming on. So of course, you know, who has a Mini Cooper brake light switch around here? No one. 30 minutes away. We have about 45 minutes until our actual inspection. So Carter and Matt had taken off to go get the brake light switch. It seems like both of the brake lights are blown. So there's a little shop here that has brake lights. Hopefully, or they have some car parts. Hopefully they have brake lights. So we're gonna install those quickly, and hopefully that solves the problem. Carter and Matt went up to quickly. There's Matt changing over there. All the men out there. They quickly went up to the closest AutoZone or O'Reilly we had here, and it was a risk. They had to decide if they wanted to get bulbs only or drive an extra 30 minutes round trip to an AutoZone that had a brake switch, and the risk paid off. We got about 20 minutes to spare till our tech inspection, and everything works. We got Matt about to go into tech. In line, we're pretty close to being done. Just got my gear tested. We're good to go. Well, we passed tech inspection. Here comes Carter. Currently driving to an AutoZone in Pasadena, Texas, which is about 45 minutes away from the track. After a few laps on the test run today on Friday, the clutch got trashed on the Mini, so we think the throwout bearing got stuck and kept the clutch engaged and burned it out, and it's still engaged. So hopefully that's a problem. Matt and Carter and Jordan are still at the track. They are in the process of pulling the trans and getting ready to swap the clutch over. So nothing seems to be simple. We've had a really simple first half of life with this Mini Cooper, but the second half of life has been nothing but problem after problem. So as I'm driving here to AutoZone, it just made me sit back and really appreciate my wife and how appreciative I am for her letting me do crazy stuff like this and having crazy hair and coming and doing things like this, and even just having the opportunity to get so frustrated at a stinking Mini Cooper. You know, a lot of people don't have that ability to do this, so I'm very appreciative. You know, a lot of people don't have the ability to come do stuff like this, but even though she doesn't necessarily like me getting put into dangerous situations such as racing vehicles, she understands that I am an adrenaline junkie, or used to be more so than I am now, but she understands that and allows me to do stuff like this. So love you, Shelby. Thank you. Well, had to drive to Pasadena, come get this clutch set. It has a new clutch disc, alignment tool, throw-out bearing, and pressure plate under there. So hopefully this solves our problem. We had to drive all the way to the closest AutoZone hub. They were the only auto parts store in the area that had one in stock without having to order it. So this was one like $155, or the one with the flywheel was like $450. Taking a risk, not getting a new flywheel. However, we're going to resurface it best we can at our pit. So yeah, hopefully this is the last issue we have to get over, last hurdle we gotta jump. So fingers crossed. Go ahead and say that again for the camera.
What, Matt? Picking up the car before we even get on the track to race it?
Do it for the vine. Do it for the vine. No, it wasn't me. Hey,
So this is all Matt's fault.
Not my fault.
What do you have to say for yourself, Matt?
Not my fault. I didn't do it. Y'all did it.
I want a refund.
It literally happened while Isaac was driving. Literally. That has nothing to do with me.
The clutch trashed. So of course we had to find a clutch in Houston, longer than an hour away. Right at the end of the day. It's getting dark. Bye.
I lose this thing.
Here's Matt learning from his mentor.
Other way around.
I was gonna say. So, let me check this one. There you go. Now try it.
It's that bracket that we need to get, and that bracket is.
Well, let's take that out.
So here's the old throw-out bearing that is trashed. The clutch is also paper thin. One side is totally metal. And here's the interior. We got fiberglass metal shavings everywhere from the old clutch.
Hey, we have gear fluid, right? Because we're leaking fluid all around now at this point.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a big
So
deal.
here's the old clutch. One side is totally metal. The other side, literally like you could flex it. No problem. Pressure plate.
Look at fiberglass insert.
Fiberglass everywhere. Yeah, these gentlemen here just saved our life. Brought a generator over. Brought some light. What do you guys have to say for yourself?
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
We're probably gonna have to dedicate our trophy.
Maybe I'll give heroic
When you
pics.
embarrass us tomorrow, just remember the little people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Hey, come over here. and
don't
help.
stuff us in the corner, man. Remember the truck. Yeah, so all right, so we're gonna go through our stuff, but if y'all need anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
Over there.
I appreciate it.
So much.
Thanks.
let us put a subframe bolt in, and then we'll feed that up.
Well, we get it pointed in that direction at least. Hold on, hold on.
About to put the subframe in. We are just about done putting the bumper back on. About to refill the coolant lines up and then get it going, hopefully.
Lights are on?
Well, they turned on briefly. Moment of truth.
Any gear?
Clutch works?
There we go.
Yep.
Second rolling. Second gear.
That's more than it did before.
Third gear. Fourth gear. Fifth gear. Sixth gear.
There's a weird something up here. Oh, that's ours. What's the fluid doing?
Currently 2:15 in the morning. Just took a shower after a long day, even though Matt and Carter did about 3/4 of the work. We got the clutch installed. We got a few other things changed, oil changed. We got the subframe reinstalled, new throwout bearing, new pressure plate. So Carter resurfaced the current flywheel. The price difference between the clutch kit with the flywheel and without was $150 was without the flywheel and $450 with the flywheel. So since it's not a performance clutch or anything like what we would prefer, it's the only one we were able to find in stock, we decided to get without the flywheel for this race. After we did all the work, a check engine light came on. We pulled the code. It's saying the map airflow sensor. It's saying the map MAP, or could be crank pulley, which is what caused us to have to change the motor the last time, and we had the wrong tools, although we have the correct tools now. So if it is a crank pulley, we got what we need here to change everything out. So hopefully that's not what it is, but we're prepared if it is. And here is my lovely roof tent. Oh, this guy's a little more strict than that guy was. Might have to adjust behind somebody. They got a clock in there, as you see. Last time.
Alright, we got a sticker. We got a wristband. Alright, fire system pins full. Make your head forward, body forward. Completely ready.
Yeah!
Only 10 hours putting the clutch in.
Here comes Matt, first time around. Just got a green. Well, our lemons journey comes to an end. Sadly, Jordan here didn't get to get any track time because the same thing that happened last night happened again today. How do you feel about that, Jordan?
Well, you know, I guess there's only one way to feel about it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we learned a lot this trip. We learned what to do, what not to do, how to come prepared, how not to come. So this is a learning experience for everyone. Sadly, we only got about 2.5, 3 hours on the track today, about 60 laps total. So that's how it goes. Here's the aftermath of our 2.5 hour old brand new clutch. It's totally trashed. As you can see, same thing happened as what happened to the first one. Also here you can see the gray vacuum line. This is close to the throttle body. We pinched this in between the transmission and the motor when we were trying to put the transmission back in after the clutch swap. So this is what was throwing our MAP code. And finally, you can see here we have added a hood scoop to this Mini Cooper. It's probably the only Ram Air Mini Cooper there is. Looking forward to the next one. We suffered a sad ending to our race weekend here on our first Lemons race, but we learned a lot. Like I said, Jordan wasn't able to race. However, Matt, myself, and Carter were able to get about 45 minutes of race time each in. Moving forward, we're going to get the Mini up to snuff and hopefully won't have these issues again.